Hey, how's it? Aloha. Well, two for today again. Actually, the waves are huge. I can't do anything. And I'm still waiting for some production to get to work so I can write some more music. So in the meantime, though, I'm bringing it again. We're doing the Contortionist. I want to say it's Language 1 Intuition. Anyhow, I got a lot of drops on this on my comments, so I look forward to this. I want to thank everybody for the comments. I want to thank everybody for the support. I want to thank everybody for the cup of coffee that you guys are tipping me when you can, if you can, because you know my channel's not monetized, and any commercials that you see running is a copyright claim from the publishers that own the music so that they can make some money. I know it's a bit of a nuisance, but we do what we do, right? So, but I want to thank you guys for the cup of coffee tip, and also, when I'm done with this, the links for this video is going to be in the description below. The link for the cup of coffee, the link for the headsets, and well, you know the drill. Anyhow, here we go. Let's get started. And this is the Contortionist, Language 1 Intuition. If I don't have that right, I can count on you to straighten me out, like you do. All right, here we go. Rise and rose to reclaim the source, the center. We will be the salvation, no more than seeds. Traversing all right, wow. This is speaking my language as a producer. When I create music, I try to pull as much dynamics into a track as possible, even if it's really straightforward, kind of, you know, if I get hired to do jobs and stuff, I usually get told by my clients or by directors or by, you know, musicians, hey, can you pull that back a little bit? It's a little, you know, and they want something right down the middle. This is beautiful, starting with the way the guitar has started, excuse me, with the voicing that he's playing with the guitar. It feels like it's only being played in eighth notes, but what's beautiful about this, and this is why it's so important to have, well, not important, but to really get what I bring, I think, to the table with my, you know, analysis and stuff like that, the headsets on, because the digital delay is actually pinging slightly left to right in tempo. So for those of you who've never seen me do this, just really quick, this is just my little spiel. I don't necessarily do a theoretical breakdown. I try to do a little bit of an analysis, or kind of post up the nuances of the song, so that the person who's just the listener, because that's who I really enjoy connecting with, and knows nothing about music, can kind of feel or hear something else in their favorite song. That being said, the digital delay can be programmed to actually match beats per minute. Another thing is the beautiful pads that are coming up, that start to come up. I took a few notes here. They're a little cup of kite, but the pads were just really nice. It's like it's a hybrid combo pad. Without getting too into it, if a keyboardist that can find these nice long flowing synthy sounds, but they're ambient, you can layer little things on it so it can respond at certain times and kind of morph and change or sweep. When the drums came in, I love this. The tempo could be pretty like dink, which I'm pretty sure it's written in this speed, even the drums going, and that gives you the essence of moving forward. You don't know exactly where the rhythm's going to come at you. It definitely has the potential to change, to actually hit its tempo and go fast, or stay in this beautiful locked in tempo. And I love that, because the hi-hat gives you that urgency kind of, rhythmical vibe to it. It keeps you in there. And then I noticed there was a little shaker that came in as well, which actually added to it. Now, remember, I don't know who the band is. I don't know who the members are. I don't listen to lyrics. I know some people have an issue with that. I'll come around and get the lyrics another time around, but I treat the lead singer as a musician. So the lead singer has this great, mellow, chill voice right in the pocket, but when the hook comes in, this is the first time I'm hearing something like this. The lead singer is definitely still holding a really nice melody, a little hooky melody, but there's the growl in stereo. And to me, this is, like I said, the first experience that I'm having with this. I think that is an absolutely epic use of that growl technique. Not to say all the other things that I've heard isn't. I'm just saying the fact that they optioned to layer this powerful stereo growl in with the chords that were being punched out. Excuse me. I thought that was really, really super cool. Very ambient, this song. I don't know what the story is behind it. I don't know what the lyrics are behind it, but it's very ambient, rock, metal-ish, and I really love that. So let me go back a little bit. Let's pick it up and keep her going. Okay, I got to stop real quick over there. I'll make this short. Beautiful chord voicings and turnarounds, staying within the scale without getting, like I said, anywhere near the theory thing. But one note is the zip line through it, and I'm going to see if I can remember it. That note right there. If you go back and you listen to that whole passage, hang on this note, and it's all around that note. And it's just beautiful, even though they're doing the, I'm sorry for that. I know you guys get a kick out of it, but it's just a beautiful chord progression, but still pedaling that one note that gives us this sense of guidance. And especially if you're the new listener who's enjoying music that have this kind of progressive chord changes throughout songs and stuff like that, you can kind of find sometimes that one note that is the consistent all the way through. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's the tonic or it's the root. That was theory stuff, blah, 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 blah. Those people know what I'm talking about. But Okay, I went longer than I wanted to. Let me go back. And as a matter of fact, I'll go back to that part and then I'll play it all the way through. So here we go. Wow, that was crazy. I loved it. I love the fact that, there's probably no two ways about it. I'm sure that maybe when I choose a song, I don't necessarily perhaps choose the one that's the most famous or maybe really shows a certain level of skill. But as a composer, hearing what these guys did, there's no question about their skill, excuse me, as musicians. I think this particular track was written just to really express a deeper side perhaps of the band, but I don't know. I'm going to have to go through now and learn a little bit more about the Contortionist. The bass sound, I'm kind of on a roll. I'm picking some songs that have great bass sounds. So the last one I did was Misha. There was a video I did a couple videos ago. Also, I noticed the unique engineering of the bass. The bass sounded fantastic on this, at least with the cans. And the kick is nice and fluffy and punchy. There's so many different ways. I say this all the time about the kick drums. And it's so important to me because the kick and the bass, even if the bass has its own lifestyle and its arrangement, and the kick is doing something, completely different, but they're all in some kind of rhythmic pattern that's locking. That kick is what we feel here. That's what the bottom of the whole tonal spectrum is all about, is that kick is going to get you here. And when you turn it up, it's that kick that's punching you through here. And how an engineer engineers that can dictate exact kind of how you might feel about the bottom end. Like, what are you getting out of it? That's why I think with Animals as leaders, I felt like there was some odd emptiness missing in something. I couldn't figure it out until I looked at the video closer and realized it didn't have a bass player. It doesn't mean that it didn't still completely crush. And I've got more Animals as leader coming up, but there was something I was like, that's because I'm a little more sensitive to the bottom end. And because it's just in my listening habits. The harmonies also on the lead singers that were pre-chorus were fantastic. Just tighter than a funeral drum. It was just absolutely very, very tight in the voicing, meaning it wasn't wide open. There wasn't like, I've said this once before, like, a low voice here, one here, one here, one here, kind of like how Yes and some of those other bands would make really huge vocal harmonies that are pretty widespread in the tonal spectrum. This was nice and tight and compact. So anyhow, I runneth on and I runneth over. But this was I love I love finding these bands and just going, God, I've been so bobo my whole life, you know, as a composer. I'm in my bubble, I write my stuff. And prog rock and metal is what I love, but I don't necessarily write it, so I don't necessarily go beyond the listener at times and have listened to a lot of bands. So since I started this about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago with this channel, you guys are turning me on to some sick, sick, sick talent. Oh, and one more thing about the drummer too. I love that pseudo kind of marching vibe he had during that mellower transition and stuff, keeping that nice and tight and everything. I know that's a small element, but I did hear it and I did feel it, and it sounded pretty sick. All right, now I'm done for the day. And you guys take care. Once again, thanks for everything. If you guys decide buy me a cup of coffee, that's great. Link down there, headset link down there. Link to this video down there. Link to any of their CDs, vinyls, and stuff down in the description. All right, guys, take care. Aloha. I turned my head away when I said that. I shouldn't do that. Look you in the eyes. Aloha. See ya.